So welcome back. OSL Season 2, final regular season week 10. I am Jay, if you didn't know, and coach of the Toronto Flackies. So, if you didn't see last week's video, we did beat Morgan 4-0, I think. And it was a nice comfortable victory. I think there was some luck that went my way, but I'm still happy with how I played overall. I already feel thirsty, man. So just to do real life stuff right now, it's Saturday. I had a lot of stuff due until Wednesday, and then last 2 days I kind of took it off a bit just because I was feeling very tired. So I didn't do much, and right now it's Saturday afternoon. So I spent past maybe 2 hours just trying to team build. And honestly, we have a very tough opponent this week. We're facing Helix and the Potown Mudpimps. At the moment, Helix is out of playoffs. I believe he's 2-7 or 3-6, one or the other. And right now, actually at the time of recording, all playoff spots are set because Clouds won his last game pretty comfortably, where differential won't make him drop out of playoff spots. So right now, the top 8 is set. It's just what order is everyone going to be in? Because right now I'm fourth, but I know that RSSP, who's above me, and then Jacob, who's right below me, I believe, are facing. So that might change if I win. I might go up to third, or like maybe if RSSP wins as well, I might stay fourth. If I lose, I can go maybe all the way down to sixth or seventh, honestly, depending on how differential works out. So yeah, we're really fighting for, I guess, our positioning in the league. Because right now, only the match I've talked about with Clouds has played. So I think everyone might be stalling to wait and see how other matches play out to see if, maybe do I have to play harder to try and fight a better opponent in playoffs or not. But yeah, I think that's all I want to say for the start. But yeah, this was a very hard week to prep for. Going over Helix's team, Excadrill, very solid mon, especially for not Excadrill, Clefable. Let's start with Clefable. Clefable's very strong mon for 200 points. Does everything, honestly. Probably one of the best mons in the metagame. Teleport with Wish now is really popular. It gets Calm Mind set up with Magic Guard. Can run Life Orb, can run Leftovers with that. Can run Unaware with like Heavy Duty Boots, kind of like fake out the Magic Guard. Can run Knockoff. Can run Sing even. Can run Belly Drum maybe. I don't know, but usually a defensive wall. Escadrille, the one mon I was going to mention, very good mon for 180 points just because even without Sand, it's very good with Rapid Spin, Swords Dance, Ironhead, Earthquake, but it's usually ran within Sand, of course, and that's why Helix has T-Tar. So he was able to pick up three very strong mons to begin his draft. T-Tar has Sand, has Rocks, has Bandit sets, has Dragon Dance, so very good mon. Dracozold's actually a terrifying mon. It's kind of like Dracovish, but you're really hoping for misses in a sense because it has Hustle as its main ability. But I think with Sand, it gets Sand Rush, so that's probably the set that Helix would run if he brings Dracozolt, and he usually does. So definitely scared for Dracozolt because stabs are very hard, Bulk Beak is very powerful, also gets some coverage that really does well against my team. Chandelure, hard-hitting mon as well, Fire Ghost typing is great. Arctovish, pretty interesting mon, honestly, just because Dracovish is banned, of course. Water Ice typing instead of Water Dragon, but it still gets Fish's Rend. Might be a bit it's on the slower end, of course, but I still think it's a very good mon. Guzzlord, massive HP stat, not as massive like a Chansey or a Blissey, but it has massive HP, so it's very hard to knock down unless I'm using like Pain Split or like Endeavor. And has very good stab moves and coverage moves because it's Dark Dragon, has Knockoff, has Draco Meteor, I think it's Dragon Claw, and then it has like Brick Break, Fire Blast, etc. Sceptile. Sceptile is actually a mon I think I wanted at one point, but again with the kind of like what I've talked about with Whimsicott before, it's kind of like because I have Ferrothorn, I felt like I couldn't grab any more grass types, which is a bit of a shame, but I have Ferrothorn. And then Hippopotas, nice Sand Setter, not much else to say. Caracosta, probably just mainly Shell Smash. I think that's the main reason to pick it up. Gets rocks, gets, sturdy into Shell Smash is probably nice. And then, Aqua Jet, whatever. And then Corvisquire. Corvisquire is the middle stage form of Rookidee and Corviknight. I think that's the line. But normal flying, not steel flying like Corviknight, so it's not that much of a threat. And yeah, so what do I expect Helix to bring is probably first 6 is not a bad choice, but maybe the first 5 and then Guzzlord is probably what I'm expecting. But I do have to reiterate that we're both kind of locked in our positions. Like I'm for sure in playoffs, he's for sure out of playoffs. And honestly, to Helix's like luck, I think it's been quite going against this way because I think he has had really hard opponents. But judging based on what seeing like a few of his replays, he's had very hard opponents to deal with, and he's had luck not go his way because I think there's been a few like crits, flinches that like really made him lose the match. So very unfortunate season for him, but I think he's had probably one of the stronger drafts overall, even though it's like might look like fully sand. So we'll move on to our team, I guess, for the week. And just because it is week 10, I decided to go for it might look standard, but I kind of went for some interesting sets to try. So first off, Ferrothorn. I think Ferrothorn is probably necessary to at least put up a fight in this game because it deals with Clefable that doesn't have Flamethrower. And if Clef runs Flamethrower, it doesn't have other moves, so kind of helps me out there, kind of scouting what Clef can run. Like if it's Calm Mind, it might have Flamethrower, but then it might not be able to touch something like Nidoking. But if it's Stealth Rock with like knockoff, then it can't really touch Ferrothorn at all. So we're running Body Press, Worry Seed, Leech Seed, and Stealth Rock. So for those who don't know, Worry Seed makes the target's ability become Insomnia. And this is one tech that I really wanted to run this week, just because, if you think about it, take something like Excadrill, which has to set up on me to really do damage, something like, let's say, I'm trying to think what else, but it's mainly Excadrill, can be something like Clef as well, if it doesn't have a Flamethrower, or a Fire Blast. If I Worry Seed it, Clef loses Magic Guard, so it's taking residual damage. And if I burn it or poison it somehow, then it's taking more residual damage. If I Worry Seed Excadrill, it doesn't have Sand Rush or Mold Breaker, and I'm mainly expecting Sand Rush, but Mold Breaker Excadrill could be really scary this week. But if I get rid of its ability, it becomes less of a threat because it's not twice as fast in Sand. It's not like even if it's Sand Force, it's not as strong in Sand, and if it's Mold Breaker, it doesn't break like Latios's Levitate. So I think Worry Seed's kind of an interesting tech this week. And then Leech Seed, I could Leech Seed almost all of my switch-ins except maybe like Sceptile, but Sceptile doesn't want to take a Gyro Ball, doesn't want to take a Body Press, so yeah. And then Stealth Rock to Stealth Rock. Max Special Defense, mainly for Clef and Guzzlord, but Guzzlord can't, both of those can run Fire type coverage, so I have to be careful. And I think with Ferrothorn's natural bulk, I don't have to put anything into physical defense just because it can naturally check Excadrill, it can naturally check Tyranitar that doesn't have like Fire Punch or Fire Blast, and then like something like Dracozolt as well. If it's choice Dracozolt and it locks in like Bolt Beak or Dragon Claw or Outrage, that's fine. But if it's like Life Orb and it locks into like let's say Earthquake or Fire, not lock, but it has like Earthquake, Fire Fang, then I'm in a bit more trouble. Next up, Nidoking. So Nidoking, I think the main thing to talk about is the EVs. So I'll go over the moves first. Probably standard Life Orb, Sheer Force. I feel like Life Orb, Sheer Force is pretty standard. Sludge Wave, Earth Power, Sucker Punch, Thunderbolt. I think I've ran all these moves before. Main Tour Stab hits everything, and then Sucker Punch hits Chandelure mainly because I'm really guessing that he brings Scarf Chandelure if it does come. And then trying to think what else. Thunderbolt is mainly for Arctovish because that's the one thing I don't think I can hit that well, and it can hit me with a what's it called? Hit me with Icicle Crash or something like Icicle Crash. Of course, I'm just checking something quick. If I can. Okay. And yeah, so simple stuff. And then the moveset. Speed allows me to outspeed neutral. No, I think it's max speed Chandelure that's not scarfed. I think that's one thing I have to be worried about. Because like Specs, I can kind of handle it more, but one Mon's probably going down on my team. And then let's take special attack, min special attack to defeat max defense Clefable. So if I know if I use Sludge Wave and Clef doesn't die, then I know it's specially defensive. That's how strong Nidoking is. It doesn't need all its attack. And then I put in enough bulk so that I survive a Jolly Outrage. I don't think Bandit. I think I put Choice Scarf. So Life Orb might kill me, and then I just put 12 into special defense just because I want to make it look funny. So yeah, that's the Nidoking set. Next up, Pangoro, and we're running kind of an interesting Pangoro this week. I saw the matchup and realized I don't have much to deal with like I still wanted to deal with Excadrill and some other mons, and I saw Pangoro didn't have terrible bulk, and I thought its typing wasn't terrible in this game. Like, especially, I wish I had like Beware in this kind of case because, well, not even because Chandelure still deals with Beware really well. But if like Chandelure lost into like Shadow Ball or like T-Tar can't really hit this as well, so I can bring this in, go for like knockoffs, go for Drain Punches if I have to, and then we have Circle Throw, which is actually allows me to force the target to switch out. So it has negative priority, of course, so it might be used best when like reading a switch. Like if I'm in against T-Tar, I'm probably predicting a switch in, so I can go for Circle Throw, maybe get like more Stealth Arc damage up. So that's probably it. And then finally, Parting Shot, just like the nice momentum that I've had before. Ability, I don't think really matters. I could put Mold Breaker, but I can't think of anything that I really benefit from using Mold Breaker on. Like, yeah, I can't really think of anything unless like I put Mold Breaker on. I had Iron Fist just because I didn't think about it, but Caracasa has Solid Rock, so that could be. I don't know if it breaks that, but that might be it. And then we ran max defense. 100 speed is there to outspeed Jolly Arctivish. That's the main one. Of course, I could run like max speed, but I don't like really reach anything, so I feel like this is a nice feature to reach. Actually, I think it's Admin Arctivish. So, but that's kind of what I expect. I don't really expect Jolly Arctivish. And then Dracozolt's going to outspeed me no matter what, unless I run Choice Scarf, so there's that. Next up, Latios. So, a bit standard looking, because we have Draco Meteor Ice Beam, Recover. EVs look pretty normal, because speed is just to outspeed, like, neutral nature Sceptile. That's the main one. But then we're running Reflect type, and here's the cool tech. If I'm in against Excadrill, and it's Sand Rush or Sand Force, if it's not Mold Breaker, basically, because Mold Breaker breaks my Levitate, so I can go for Earthquakes. I can Reflect type up on Excadrill, and I become Ground Steel. Now, Excadrill usually runs like Earthquake, Rock Slide, Iron Head. That's pretty much it. If I'm Ground Steel with Levitate, it can't touch me. I think that's kind of like the beauty of this kind of looking set. Other mons, like T-Tar, unless it's running Superpower, can't really touch me. And then Clef, even though I don't want to stay in on Clef, I think Reflect typing up on Clef might be an interesting thing because it can't Moonblast me. And then take stuff like Dracozolt. Like if I have Reflect type up into Excadrill, what can Dracozolt do to me? It's just like also like Clef, unless it's running like Flamethrower, what can it do to me? So I think Reflect type might be an interesting option for this game, and I think it's just kind of like a fun option that I've put on for that reason. Next up, after I drink some G-Fuel, we have Wartortle. So first time we're bringing this, I think people who probably saw me pick up Wartortle was kind of like, why do you pick that up when you had Quagsire? But I think it has its uses, and I think I'm going to try to show them off this game. So we're running a Violite, Torrent, makes sense, Aqua Jet, Flip Turn, Yawn, Rapid Spin. So this is my main hazard removal for this game. We're running Max Defense, because actually with Max Defense of Violite, it actually does really well against Excadrill. And I can go for Aqua Jets repeatedly, or I can go for Yawn if it tries to set up against me. Yawn is there for mainly stuff like Clef, allows me to switch out. Maybe something like Dracozolt that wants to come in, I can Yawn it and then go for a Flip Turn, because if it wants to kill me and then put itself to sleep, that's perfectly fine with me. But if it doesn't, it switches out, I Flip Turn, and I switch out next. So there's that. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much the set. I thought about running Haze just in case, because like stuff like Excadrill gets kind of scary, but I think not running it is okay, because I have like priority. I have Needle King Sucker Punch, Ferrothorn does really well, and then Latios, if I get like Reflect type up, can be really nice. And yeah. So some fun sets are coming out this week for sure. And then finally, we're running Choice Scarf Frostlass. So, yeah, we're running Physical Choice Scarf Frostlass. This actually is pretty similar to a set I ran against Wham in week 4, which I lost, but I ran Focus Sash. But I was looking at it, and I was actually going to run Quagsire in this slot. Or more so, I was going to run Quagsire and Wartortle, but I decided not to run Quagsire this week, just to kind of mix things up. And Frostlass seems like an alright pick this week. Like, Triple Axle Poltergeist with Scarf. Especially with my speed tier, if Dracozolt's Adamant, if it's not Jolly, I outspeed. So if it's Jolly in Sand, it outspeeds me, and I can take note of that. If it's Adamant in Sand, then I outspeed it, and I can go for Triple Axle, hopefully take it out. There's that, and then I think I outspeed stuff like Chandelure, so I can go for Poltergeist. And then other stuff, I can go for Will-O-Wisp, I can go for Destiny Bond. I think those are nice tech options. I thought about running a Trick, because I think that's pretty standard. But I thought, you know what, maybe having the Scarf Frostlass isn't a terrible idea for this game, so yeah. Max speed, max attack, yeah, that's the team. I think I might have gone through that a bit fast, but I don't know. I kind of want to get this through and then message Helix, see when he wants to play. Because I still have a crap ton of schoolwork to do this week, so I'm also hoping for, like, what's it called? A break between regular season and playoffs, but I don't know what X's is going to do with that, so yeah. Some other thoughts about the team. I might be doing some switch ups for the like right after this match, or like I guess for the playoffs. I think main thing I'm targeting is I can say it now because like whatever happens happens because it's like the last day like tomorrow on Sunday is the last day you can make trades and it's like the end of the regular season. So whatever I say now, it's probably gonna be like like if someone else was like that's a good idea, like it's too late. So Heliolisk might switch out for Chansey. I think that's one thing. Might switch out Ninjask. I think it might be a bit too situational, and I might have to look at the matchups I might have. And then something like Altaria might go. War Total, I could understand why I should let go, but I kind of don't want to let it go. It might seem a bit weird. And yeah, I think that's it. Frostlass might go actually, but I kind of like its typing for, I guess, niche situations, but I'm finding it too weak in a sense. So yeah, I'll message Helix. Oh no, let me state about the Mons I didn't bring. Convey kind of gets destroyed by Excadrill, doesn't do well against Chandelure, and kind of Clef kind of walks over it. If I ran like Calm Mind Stored Power, maybe beating Clef, I think I could run Latios and might do better. Ninjask too weak for this game. Quag I said I was gonna bring, but I think there's two things that really prevent me from running Quag, and that's Dracozolt. Even if I'm immune to Bolt Beak, it still does a lot of damage with like stuff like Draco Meteor, stuff with Outrage. Even if it's like not hustle boosted, it still does a lot. So I decided not to bring Quagsire. And also Moldbreaker Excadrill. That's one thing I'm scared of. And if it's Moldbreaker, kind of like how I went against RSSP and I forgot about Moldbreaker, Quagsire can be in trouble. So I decided not to bring it this week. Heliolisk, I thought about running Sandvale Heliolisk. I think that would have been really funny because against ground types, if I like go for like sub or something and then like they miss Earthquake, I can like stall sand turns. I think that would have been pretty funny. But I decided not to go with it. It seems too risky. Altaria, I kind of wanted to bring at first glance, but I realized with Dragozolt and Guzzlord, it's probably not the best option. And talking about Dragon types, I probably should have brought Comfey, but we're going with kind of a different approach with the Ice type this week. And yeah, that's it. So I will message Helix probably right after this recording and probably see when we're going to play. It might be today, might be tonight, might be tomorrow. Whenever we play, I will see you all then. Alright, everyone, welcome to the live match. Before I challenge Helix, let's get over some, I guess, housekeeping. One, it's Monday. Usually our deadline's Sunday, but our times weren't matching up yesterday with Helix, so, we're granted a small extension. Monday I think is like the deadline, but we always try to get matches done by Sunday, so that's a thing. Number two, we can't make trades. I read it wrong. Also, another coach, RSSP, also read it wrong. And we thought we could make trades once our matches are done. So by Sunday, 10 p.m. We're not 10 p.m., but midnight PST. But turns out we could do it by Saturday. We have to get our trades in before, I guess, the last day of matches. So, yeah, we can't trade. So the team we have now is the team we're stuck with, just making sure everything's all right. And yeah. So, oh, wow, he accepted right away. Okay, so getting into this, kind of what I expected, which I'm happy with because I have the things that I can do to do well in this game. I'm gonna close Discord, but I will not. Okay, so what's my lead? I have no idea. I kind of want to lead Latias or Frostlass because I feel like getting a one-on-one trade or getting something that is like hitting like Chandelure. Like I'm wondering what is Helix's lead? It's either Shandy in my opinion. If it's Toss, that's okay. If it's Excadrill, that's okay as well. I could also go Latios, but I think I'm gonna go Frostlass. At worst, he like leads T-Tar. So this is Rocker. This might be Calm Mind, which is the only thing I'm really afraid of. And yeah, I think that's it. I think we're good. Also, I am drinking aloe. I'm not usually like, I guess like past few months, I guess even like since the start of the draft, I've been drinking only water basically and like G Fuel. But this is like the first time I drank, I guess something that's juice. And I also had a small bit of ginger ale today because my stomach isn't feeling well like past few days. I think I've been eating a lot this past weekend. So okay, leads the clef. I'm gonna guess it's Calm Mind. That's my guess. So I think I just go War Turtle and Yawn. That's the only thing. I'm assuming he's Calm Mind. Flamethrower. Okay, that's good. Um, Probably Calm Mind, Flamethrower, Moonblast, Soft Boiled. I kind of want to be bold and predicted here, but I don't think that's the play. I'm gonna Yawn. I think that's the perfect play for me. He does Moonblast. Does a lot, because, yep, I can't do much to this. And then I flip turn. That's kind of the play with War Turtle. It probably doesn't help now. It might help against something like Hippopotas, because I can Rapid Spin on it, but that's the only real way I can kind of get around this now. Is this Teleport? Then that's interesting. I think we go Nido King, just because it's the only thing that I kind of don't want to let take a hit. Or kind of okay taking a hit. Okay, good to know it's not Calm Mind. His last move is probably Soft Boiled. Or Wish. It could be Wish. That's okay. I kind of want to see what his switch in is. He has to bring in Sand first if he wants Draco's ult to be in safely. Because I think usually you'd bring in Draco's ult, go for like an Outrage or something. Yeah. I kind of want to go into Pangoro, but I think it's the wrong play. I think going Latios is fine. Rocks, Toxic, whatever is fine. Yep. Goes for that. I kind of want to Reflect type up here, but I think I'm just going to click Draco. I can click Ice Beam. Ice Beam's not a bad play either. Go Shandy, I know it's Scarfed. That's one thing to note. Pretty sure this is going to Toxic. So I kind of want to go Pharaoh, but I think that's a bad play, so... Toxic or Yawn? Yawn also might be a play, so I'm going to Ice Beam. If this gets Toxic, it's not the end of the world, and it just dies. I did not expect that. Might be Smooth Rock. That might be an option. But yes, now this has free reign, kind of, and this is kind of where things get scary. Okay, yeah, because... Funny thing is... Yeah, this is going to be scary now. Because I'm going to have to sack him on, but I do think it's going to be War Turtle. Because Draco's Ult's probably coming in, and it's kind of like, what do I do against it? And War Turtle going down is not the end of the world for me. Because Pangoro doesn't live, but does a lot. Let me check. Draco's Ult. I hate when I type in Draco, I have to type in, comes up Dracovish, and, you know, that's not allowed. Latios. No, Pangoro. I'm pretty sure I died of Bolt Beak, yeah. Even with a lot of that defense. I think Nidoking's my play. If I go Nidoking to Latios, this is actually kind of scary now. See, I feel like I should have put Protect on Pharaoh, but that might have been just a really bad play to make. So he has to kind of guess in a excuse me. He has to guess in a sense of what I'm gonna do. Because I can switch around this Dracozoid pretty well. Well, not pretty well, but I can go for a sack. Yep, brings it in. I think my play is always to sack... Well, actually, let me check something. This isn't Hustle. That's something I forget. Hustle. Fire Fang doesn't kill Dracozoid. That's nice to know. Does Fire Blast? Sandrush. Fire Blast does not either. That's nice. So then what does it do to Latios? Draco should kill. Should kill me. Because it's 43% chance to kill. So I think Pangoro doesn't live. Oh, it lives 1. That's nice. So I drop War Turtle here. Yeah, I think I just drop War Turtle. I think it's fine to drop. Gonna see what item this is. I don't know why my voice is going. Dragon Claw. Okay, that's good to know. Because Life Orb damage, Sand. I think I might just Aqua Jet. Excuse me. This is weird. I feel like this isn't how it usually looks. I feel like it says like something else first. So that's nice to know. Now is this Jolly? So here's my thought. I can go Frostlass. If it's Jolly, it speeds me and I kind of just die. Which, you know, happens. If it's Adamant, I outspeed and kill. At least I should kill. Yeah, Triple Axle should kill. What if I get 2 hits? Can I? No, I can't change it. But Pangoro lives. If it's actually, if it's max attack, does it live? It does. That's nice. And then I can Circle Throw out. So Pangoro, and then let's see. Nidoking should live 1 as well. If it's max attack, it doesn't. Or 50% chance. And then Ferrothorn should always live, I believe. Yeah. Actually, this is going to be so dumb, but I'm going to calc Dragon Claw damage. Dragon Claw, that's max attack. So I'm going to 29. If this is Jolly, or not max. Can I do 29? It can, but it's max roll. I'll risk it. I think I'll risk it here. Triple Axle. Triple Axle should kill this. And then Triple Axle switch into Shandy, and then I could go for a Ghost move, so. Not the best way to stay in. This is a risk that I shouldn't take if it's playoffs, but since it's the final week and nothing really matters, some, I guess, insight while we're waiting. See, the thing is, this waiting for opponent should usually say what move I'm going to play. That's what I thought it said usually, but... So yeah, this is actually kind of interesting because I've ran Focus Sash in the past, so if Helix is like looking at this like, oh, this might be Focus Sash, then he might be inclined to switch out actually. Which is kind of funny to think about. I'm trying to think of what I want to get. I would love to Reflect type up on Excadrill, but then this Chandelure is a problem. Because Fire Blast just kills me. Pangoro, does it live something from Shandy? This might be Spec Chandelure. I kind of predicted Scarf because without Sand, it's kind of like, oh, it is Adamant. Do I get all 3 hits? That's the thing. Yep, okay. Frostlass, Pangoro. I do die to Spec's Fire Blast. Flamethrower is 6.3% chance. So this should be noted that I'm Scarf. Okay, so that's Adamant. So yeah, so what I was talking about with the risk is that if that thing was Jolly, Dragon Claw was a max roll. If it was Adamant, it was a medium, it was an average roll. So I kind of took that risk in thinking, you know what, he might have not gotten that, what's it called? He might have not gotten that max roll. So, sorry, he might not have gotten that max roll, so he's not plus speed, which means I should outspeed. And if he was plus speed, I would have known, and then it does less damage, so I should be fine. This coming in is interesting. So Moonblast, Flamethrower, teleport. Fortunately, I don't have my Nidoking. I only have Nidoking to kind of go into this. Pretty sure I'd die to like flamethrower. Let's see. Flamethrower, Moonblast, Flamethrower, Frostlass should live? Getting damage on this would be great. And also, this is nice to know, that was sand. What's it called? Sandstorm? What was I going to say? Smooth Rock. That's the answer. Because I have Sucker Punch and I do have Pangoro, I'm okay kind of triple axling here. I'm just trying to think. Do I want to go into Nidoking right away? What does Nidoking do for me here? Earth Power does 55. I'm gonna triple axle. Like what? Moonblast, Flamethrower, I'll learn. That looks max defense. But that did a lot. And that also did a lot. That's not max defense, that's max special defense. Oh, I was wrong. Let me take this away. 46 to 55. What was this at? 22? I did like 60. That's weird. Is this not max HP? The funny thing is, with Moonblast being disabled, I can kind of go Latios. I think I'll stay in triple axle though. We'll see what Helix goes for. Because kind of like Shandy, if Shandy comes in, I sack Pharaoh, probably? Yeah. Okay. So now what? I have to sack something, and I think Nidoking might be the sack. Unless Nidoking for sure lives one. I'm not sure with Shandy. Pangoro, Nidoking. Specs will kill me, but the Sucker Punch damage would be nice. I think I keep Pangoro, so it's like... I think Pharaoh is the sack. Something's the sack here, but I don't know what it is. I don't want to sack Latios, but it might be Latios' turn. Especially, this goes for Shadow Ball. Yep. 86. I'm not that... So it's not Specs. Or it's Modest Scarf, maybe? Am I okay with this going down? Or should I go into... This might not be choiced at all. I think we'll find out here, I guess. If he goes Excadrill, I Reflect type. T-Tar, that's fine with me too. Because I just go Pharaoh, and I Leech. Easiest Leech of my life. Unless this is DD. Even then, I have Body Press, and I should live one. I Worry Seed. Yeah, I just Body Press. I'm sure +2 this doesn't kill me either. Yeah, USD up, I'm not... That was almost cool. So sub SD. No Earthquake? No. Earthquake Ironhead, right? That has to be the attacking moves. If you go Shandy here, that's a nice play, but I go Frostlass right after. Hmm. I could Wisp, but I think that's the wrong play. Yeah, I always body press. The worst thing is, especially because we didn't see Mold Breaker. Zero Pharaoh. Yeah. Unless it's crits, I don't die. Excuse me. So this was an interesting. So literally, like that call on Draco's ult, it's a very desperate play, but it worked out. But then I'm glad I brought Choice Scarf Frostlass. That's not specs, so that's good to know. This was specs I lost, I think, because if he flamethrowered on my Frostlass, and then Shandy came in and was scarfed, or sorry, if it was specs. Does body press kill this? Probably might not, but then I don't need it to kill. Yeah, 60 to 71. I don't need it to kill. It is also not lefties. What item is this? Life Orb? Life Orb. This was lefties. Not a Violite. I'm gonna check that right now. Hippopotas. Just make it 100 instead of 5. And Latios. Ice Beam. Yeah, not a Violite. If that was max defense, it was an Oko. If it wasn't, it's a roll. Interesting. Aloe drink into water. Nice play. I think I'm just too used to water now. Aloe is like even sweet. So now, because I know this set, and because Latios is low, unless this is brought in what's it called? Nice. Okay, I think Latios is my sack always. Yeah, I think Latios is always my sack. If this is sub 2, that's a problem. But if it's sub, then I know it's not Scarf, so that helps. Do believe we speed. No, I'm faster, thankfully. Unfortunately, Latios is the sack because I really wanted to show Reflect type off, but it was really a very niche situation if Latios was in on, like, let's say, Ice Beam and then he brought out Excadrill with Mold Breaker or something. Well, not with a Mold Breaker because then Reflect type had no use, but if I killed the Hippopotas and he brought in Excadrill thinking I was like Scarf or something, then perfectly fine. But yeah, Latios goes down here. Trick. Okay. Well, that doesn't help me either. I could recover. Or I could just Ice Beam. I think Ice Beam is the play. Yeah, I do this. Let this go down. Then I bring in Frostlass. The worst case for me here is if this misses, which it doesn't. Okay, that's perfect for me. Because no matter what, bring in T-Tar or bring in Drill, brings in T-Tar, I go Pangoro. Do I go Pangoro or do I go Ferrothorn? I think both are okay. How much does... Because that looks like a bulky T-Tar. Just with sand and special defense. Yeah, that's bulk. Well, how much would you do to like something like Pangoro? Not much. And I could circle throw constantly. Oh, we'll go Pangoro. We'll see what happens. Crunch? Perfect. We circle throw. Watch this. Circle thing is gonna be so funny because he's gonna stay in. I just hit a fighting type move, so it's kinda like I think I drain. That's stronger. Actually no, I circle throw. The thing about Frostlass that it's hard because I wanted to say maybe I should run something like wide lens just to make sure stuff like triple axle and poltergeist hit for sure, because 90% accuracy is pretty scary, honestly, because it's like 1/10 of the time you're not going to hit. But if you lose by 1/10, it's not bad. Okay, so we won 4-0. Great. I believe this means we're fourth seed. Let me check the standings right now. I think we needed to go 6-0 to, yeah, match RSSP's differential, and then we'd win on head to head. So yeah, we end the season 8-2 with 27 differential. So not pretty good, honestly. I'm very happy with that because I expected to go 5-5. So it's kind of like, yeah, totally happy. Giving us the fourth seed, I do believe we're either facing Blaze and the San Diego Charizard is in a rematch, and he swapped his team, so very scary to watch out for. Or we're facing Jacob and the LA Kingdra. An interesting matchup for sure because remember last season, he beat us in regular season, we beat him in playoffs, so we're kind of 1-1, so it's kind of interesting if we do play for like kind of round 3 in season 2. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I will hopefully get this up by, I don't even know. I'm very busy this week, and it's going to be like very hectic trying to get this up and then prep for next week as well. So we'll see. I'll try tomorrow. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in playoffs.